is Mitchell from Home English, and this is Đăng Khoa, who is a homer. And today we would like to share with you his experience in getting a very impressive band score in IELTS, 8.0. All right, welcome Đăng Khoa. Can you introduce yourself?
Well, my full name is Đăng Khoa. I am currently a Fountain High School graduate, and I'm still 17, but I won't in the next 13th July, I guess. And that's all I can say for now.
All right. So, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? Like, what do you want to do in the future, and what do you want to use your IELTS band score for?
I have a plan to go to study at Greenwich University here in Da Nang, and I need the IELTS test result, the IELTS certificate, in order for me to skip the whole English preparation program of the university.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you, Khoa. So, now let's talk about your experience in studying IELTS. So, tell me about the skills that you are most confident with.
Also, as I've mentioned before, I'm pretty good at the speaking aspect of the IELTS test because of my ability to speak fluently in English. So yeah, and if I have to choose one, then it might be it.
All right. So, what is the skill that you find most struggling with?
Well, I don't think most people encounter this, but as I'm good with the whole speaking itself, I'm terrible when it comes to writing down papers. So yeah, I'm not confident in my writing skills, not one bit. And actually, that's the lowest band score I achieve on the IELTS test.
But it is 6.5, isn't it?
Yes.
That is impressive too. So you said that you are not really confident with IELTS writing, but how can you improve it and get 6.5 in the writing?
Well, it's actually from your class. Well, I took a lot of lessons from your class. You fixed my kind of CC and TR aspect of the IELTS writing test, and I really taken it to consideration in the examination room, and I try to produce my result to be as as clear as possible and as grammatically correct as possible, and that's how I achieved 6.5. I guess a mediocre score.
Wow, amazing advice. So what we need to do in IELTS writing is to make sure that we answer the question correctly, right? And we have to make it as simple as possible, right? And have to be grammatically correct.
Yes.
Thank you, Khoa. So let's talk about your experience in the testing room. How did you feel when you came to the room?
Well, I have personally taken a lot of tests before, so I'm not like many other people who are really nervous. I'm actually quite calm in the examination room, and I think that helps a lot in the process of me doing the reading and listening test. I think that keeping your head cool is one aspect to the success in the achieving a high band score.
So do you think that when it comes to reading, do you think that tips are important, or do you think that you really have to truly understand what the passage is about?
Well, I do generally think that if you have time, you should take the reading passage into consideration and read it thoroughly, and kind of pinpoint where the exact location of the answer is. And you should try, and to do that you have to have a clear understanding of what the passage tend to illustrate. And I think if you have time, but if you don't, it's completely fine to highlight keywords and then scan through the whole passage.
Thank you. So let's come to listening, and you got 8.5 in the listening. All right. So tell me, if you can give advice to a student who is going to take the test this week, what would you say to that person?
Well, I think I would give the same advice as the reading test. Try to identify your keywords and then pinpoint where the location of the answer is. And another tip in listening, which I made that lowers my score a little bit, is that always stay focused on the test. Before I took my eyes off the question for 1 or 2 minutes, and I missed 2 questions. and that's how I only got an 8.5.
Only.
So yeah.
I think you are a very fluent speaker, English speaker. So how did you improve your IELTS speaking skill? Not only for the IELTS but for general English.
So as a child, always have a keen on English speaking YouTubers, and I really liked their content, and it really caught my eyes. So I spent the majority of my childhood watching those YouTube channels and doing something I call mirror practice, where I would mimic after the way they pronounce certain words in English. And when I encountered like a new word, something I haven't really seen before, I looked it up on the Google Translate or the Cambridge Dictionary, and I try to use it in my daily usage of English. And I think the most significant factor is constant practice.
Yeah, I do agree with you. So I want to highlight some key points that Khoa just mentioned. First of all, that is to shadow it. That is about shadowing, like to mimic the sounds, right? The pronunciation of the native speakers. And then if you don't know any words, don't just skip them. Just try to look them up in the dictionary. Try to find the meaning and the uses of the words, right? Yeah, and constant practice, right? Yeah. No one can improve without constant practice. That practice makes perfect, right?
As for the speaking examination, I actually got a little nervous, so I just speak really, really fast.
You are a homer, and we are so proud of you, Khoa. So, do you like home English?
I do.
How can you say no, right? Kidding. So, what is the thing that you like most about home English?
The thing that I like most about home English are the teachers. They are very helpful and very fun to have a conversation with.
Oh, all right. So okay, so it's about everything. All right. So what do you think about the volume of exercise at home English?
Oh, there are a lot of exercises. At first I was actually overwhelmed because I have to do homework nearly every single day. But then, as time flies, I actually caught the pace of it, and I managed to, do it on a regular basis, and it wasn't too hard at that point.
Yeah, you got to do your homework on a daily basis. Homers, thank you so much for your sharing today with us and with the homers and the IELTS learners. And I think that your advice is of great use and importance to them if they gonna take the test down the road. All right, thank you, and say bye to the homers and the IELTS learners.